it's a dangerous spot, and you know, to do well out here takes a lot of you know, different things: courage, commitment, you know, savvy, and so on. So I think it's a special one to win. You need to be calculated, but you got to be committed at the same time. And I think it's about having confidence in your ability, and that comes from putting time in out here or putting time in at waves that are similar. And when you look at the careers of, you know, Kelly, Andy, Mick, Joel, they've all really, you've got to want to do well in waves like this. You can't fake your way through it. You've actually really got to be out there and want to do well and put yourself in those situations, and you know, be in a gnarly situation and try and, you know, let your instinct and your ability do the rest. How do I feel the late eights?
Yeah.
I've been trying to learn how to play the ukulele, which is not going so well. I've been trying to learn Somewhere Over the Rainbow by it definitely looks promising, the rest of the forecast. And it's one of those spots where you really do have to wake up and see, because of the mountains and how isolated and exposed we are. There's like almost like a little microclimate here, and it can change in the space of half an hour. There's showers coming through, and, you know, it's kind of sunny one minute and pouring the next, so you've got to be prepared for everything. The wave has a real way of focusing the energy and the wind, and because it draws so much water on the reef, it kind of actually sucks the wave clean even when it is windy. I mean, it's crazy if you just have looked at the footage of this event and compared what guys are doing now compared to what they were doing, you know, 10 years ago. It's ridiculous kind of how deep you have to get to be rewarded, and yeah, it's exciting to see how far it has come, and kind of crazy at the same time to think if it can be pushed any further. Goes back to that confidence level of, you know, being able to put yourself deep and having that comfort, you know, being kind of deep in a big barrel, and yeah, I guess that comes down to equipment and, you know, just having that confidence that you can kind of make it out. So there's a limit there, and I think everybody knows kind of roughly where that is, and it kind of year by year that maybe gets raised a little bit. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we do get some big waves at the end of the waiting period. I think it's pretty hard to go past Kelly in terms of barrels, and I think that's one of the things that I think his age is really, you know, a positive factor there for him. He's so comfortable in the barrel purely because he's just spent so much time in there. Yeah, I had a really gnarly wipeout actually the day before the event last year. I took a set, probably like a 6, maybe 8 foot set, and it was just a little deep, and the bottom dropped out, and I went up and over and slammed on my ribs and my elbow and hip. It was pretty lucky I didn't like do any major damage, just had like a lot of bruising and swelling and stuff. It's cool to have a reminder like that, you know, that's a real possibility every time you paddle out there. The reward of kind of, you know, getting barreled out there, I think for a lot of people outweighs the risk, but you've just got to be aware of what those risks are and just know your limits and trust your instincts. Yeah, Teahupo'o is definitely one of the most amazing views in terms of standing in a barrel out there, what you get to see and feel and hear. Not a lot in surfing beats that. No, I don't think about much. I'm just happy. Never.